Good morning! It's Jill here from The Lifestyle Leader. I posted a little video on some digestive enzymes yesterday, I think, and I had a question from a lovely lady called Julie who wanted to know what the benefits were of adding digestive enzymes into your diet. So I thought I would just talk about that for a little minute. Rest assured you're on my little hands-free super duper Top Gear kit, and so we're perfectly safe. Okay, so the experiment showed 2 cupfuls with the same amount of porridge oats with hot water, exactly the same, and in one of them we emptied some capsules of a digestive enzyme. The one that I use and recommend is called Proactozyme from Nature Sunshine. And the experiment showed actually after an hour because we'd been talking for some time, but if you do this experiment immediately, almost immediately, you can see the difference, the effect that these digestive enzymes have on the breakdown of the oats in the cup. And certainly after an hour, the oats in one coat were really gloopy and thick and still the same as if you know, that you just had them in a bowl, and the other ones were completely liquid. So digestive enzymes are naturally occurring in and particularly in vegetables, for example. So something like a fresh cabbage that you've got out of your garden, a nice lovely organic fresh cabbage, get it out of your garden, you cut it up and eat it raw. That has loads of lovely digestive enzymes in it, and that will help you to break down the food in your stomach. Now, there's a couple of things going on though that affects this. One is age. So as we get older, we tend to run out of digestive enzymes. It's a bit like eggs in our ovaries as women. We've only got a finite amount, and it's a bit similar with digestive enzymes. So we run out, and some of us run out more quickly than others. And what this does is it leads to some quite uncomfortable symptoms, and then goes on to leading to some quite distressing disorders. So you may be getting things like difficulty digesting certain foods, bloating after eating, gastric reflux. You may have gone on to develop things like irritable bowel syndrome. It's also linked to skin conditions because your gut is very directly related to some skin conditions. The healthy gut leads to a healthy skin. It also will affect your mental health potentially as well. It will also lead to autoimmune disorders potentially, such as ME, fibromyalgia, migraines, those kind of things. Because what's happening here is if your food is not breaking down in your gullet, bits of that food, that undigested food, is getting into your bloodstream. And wheat is a particular culprit, particularly our modern day wheat. If you're not breaking down wheat and gluten, and this is why so many people have become a bit sensitive to wheat and gluten, I believe. So you're not breaking those proteins down, and as that wheat and gluten, all that undigested food, those particles pass through the gut lining, what they're doing is they're damaging the little spidery villi, and they're kind of blunting them. So your gut is not then absorbing as many nutrients it is, because these villi, which are the ones with a lot of surface area, if there's less surface area, you're not getting the nutrients absorbed. But also it means that particles essentially of undigested food are getting into your bloodstream. And your body's very clever. It does what it's supposed to do, and it sends out a warning and causes an inflammatory response to what it sees then as a foreign body. And so the more that you keep eating that particular food that is undigested, and if you've had that kind of reaction, those reactions build, and this is what leads us to develop symptoms of chemical or food sensitivities, ultimately to allergic reactions as well. And you'll notice that you may start off feeling just slightly uncomfortable with the food, and then ultimately there's no way that you can eat it. So this is very what's happening, is what's going on, and it's in some some circles it's known as leaky gut syndrome, and it can lead to malabsorption disorders. So we have a whole nation that is very well fed. You know, there's no issue with getting food, but unfortunately the quality of our food, the quality is that a lot of people are eating is very poor, a lot of processed foods. So this leads to type B malnutrition, so overfed but undernourished. So you'll also have things like acid reflux, indigestion, even further down in the bowel. Then there will be problems that happen, such as constipation or maybe diarrhea, or changes into the bowel habit. So digestive enzymes are so critical, making sure that you get those either through freshly picked organic raw food will give you digestive enzymes, and if you can't get them, then you may need to supplement with them. And what will happen then is that very often it will reset your gut. So if you're on them for a while, sometimes you need added hydrochloric acid and pepsin, betaine to re-stimulate those digestive enzymes. But with a stimulation, very often you can tail off taking those digestive enzymes, and even in some cases reintroduce foods that maybe you'd stopped eating, that were, you'd noticed, weren't sitting well. The other thing that happens too is that if you go to the doctors with heartburn and belching and so on, what they'll very often do is prescribe you some sort of antacid. So at the moment it's something like omeprazole, people taking Gaviscon, Rennies and things like that. When actually, and believe me, I know about this because I've suffered with this for years and years and years, and to the extent that my family actually found me quite embarrassing to sit with because I was belching a lot. Anyway, a naturopath helped me to see that actually it wasn't an overproduction of acid, rather it was an underproduction of the digestive enzymes betaine and pepsin and those kind of things that was affecting my stomach, and I was getting silent reflux at night. It was affecting my vocal cords, my voice. So as soon as I began to add in food enzymes, digestive enzymes, I've been able to sit around the family table without embarrassing my children. Hurrah for that. So what I would suggest you do is, if you do have those kind of symptoms, one good trick is, if you're getting pain and discomfort, particularly say an hour after food, just have a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in water, or some lemon juice in water. And if your symptoms go away, then you'll know that it's an underproduction of acid and not an overproduction. And therefore something like our Proactozyme, our food enzymes, is really going to help you to reset the gut and make you feel a lot better. You need to come off the antacids, obviously. So I hope that's helped. If you've got any more questions about anything else, then please do post them, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great day. Bye.